Welcome to the Museum of African American History's Nantucket campus, a remarkable site consisting of 5 buildings, including the African Meeting House and the Boston Higginbotham House. Growing up on Nantucket, we visited these sites. It is so terrifying to learn that all over the United States historic sites are being shut down or torn down. If we continue to use them and breathe life back into them, we can preserve our history.
To see these buildings in use means an awful lot to me. I grew up on Nantucket, and honestly, my first performance was at the African Meeting House.
This was a sanctuary. The Meeting House was a sanctuary for those persons who had escaped to freedom and were looking for safe passage to other parts of the country or safe harbor here on the island. The house behind us is the house that Seneca Boston acquired. This is also the house that later became the home of Florences Higginbotham.
I mean, she was a very beautifully poised woman, very elegant. Before she married, she did attend the Boston Cooking School and went on to work as a domestic on the island of Nantucket. She also worked as a chef for the Nantucket Yacht Club. The house itself from the outside, because there were so many changes in the 20th century, is unrecognizable as an 18th century structure. In the process of doing the restoration, we were maintaining everything that had been added, changed to the structure up until 1974. What we were really pleased to find that we have within this structure, which despite all of the changes that one can see on the exterior, the interior is amazingly intact. The walls where the windows were placed, the plan in essence, is an 18th century plan. The circle begins with Seneca Boston's 18th century room. It was a room with detailing that is the best of 18th century fireplace paneling. So it is a raised, beveled paneling that was always painted. And so that's what we have in the 18th century space. And if we move through the first floor, we can go right directly into the 19th century space. We have, again, a fireplace, but whatever paneling may have existed there in its original construction of the 18th century has been upgraded to the 19th century Greek Revival. So there's a wonderful Greek Revival mantelpiece. In this particular one, it was painted to replicate a very fine black and gold marble. So we move from the 19th century into a back room, which was the original kitchen, but it is now so filled with all of the detailing of Florences Higginbotham. And in that kitchen, which we call Florences Kitchen, we have her early white porcelain sink. We have her kitchen cabinets, glass and wood and all of her hardware. And we have the most stunning cast iron cook stove of Florence's. In many respects, the restoration project here is unique in the sense of its 200 years, but in the sense of the proposal for its use, which is to be more than the traditional house museum, but to be active, to be living.
It is important that we cling to our traditions and history and that we continue to share them so that those who lost their lives can be appropriately honored.
The problem was we were all Nantucketers. Now you get 10 to 20 Nantucketers in a room together and they've had a drink or two, and I guarantee you there'll be some lively conversations and a bit of controversy, and that's a fact.
I hope that we can continue to do these types of things in this building, celebrating the Black community on this island, and not just for the Black community, but for everyone.